What is true renunciation? Is it about leaving everything behind? Family, wealth, responsibilities, and escaping into the mountains? Is it about wearing simple clothes, eating vegetarian food, and performing rituals all day? Or is renunciation something deeper, something far beyond the superficial acts that most people mistake for spiritual enlightenment? Most people think they can't handle the stress of their daily lives, so they look at renunciation as an escape, a way to run away from their duties. But that is not real renunciation. It is a drama, a deception. If external circumstances push someone to renounce the world, then how can that renunciation be real? If a person is affected by the world and then decides to renounce it, then he is still controlled by the world. True renunciation is when nothing affects a person, not gain, not loss, not praise, and not insult, because he knows that he is not the body but the soul. This is where the concept of market vairagya, monkey renunciation, comes in. Just like a monkey that roams naked and free, people assume that those who abandon their clothes, wealth, and homes are spiritually elevated. But what does a monkey do? Even if you adorn it with gold, it will tear it off. Even if you keep it in a temple, it will only cause chaos. Similarly, there are many who wear the robes of a renunciant, carry beads in their hand, and chant prayers, but their minds are still filled with desires for wealth, for women, for status. This is false renunciation. Another illusion is Shamshan Vairagya, cremation ground renunciation. A man standing before a burning pyre thinks, everything is temporary. Why do I toil so hard? I will renounce everything and seek the truth. But as soon as he leaves the cremation ground, he returns to his desires, his ambitions, his attachments. Temporary renunciation is also not a real renunciation. So, what is true renunciation? It is Yukta Vairagya, the balanced renunciation, the warrior in the battlefield who remains detached from victory and defeat, is a greater renunciant than the monk who abandons everything yet remains trapped by his mind. Real renunciation is not running away from life but conquering the mind within life itself. There is a belief that one must give up wealth to attain enlightenment. But does renunciation mean throwing away money? Does it mean rejecting food, clothing, and shelter? No. Renunciation is not about rejecting things, but about rejecting attachment to those things. A truly liberated person understands that everything belongs to the divine. He neither desires wealth nor fears poverty, whether he has nothing or everything. He remains the same. He does not seek pleasure nor avoid pain. He remains in perfect peace. Such a person does not rejoice in gain, nor lament in loss. He does not grieve when someone leaves, nor does he celebrate when someone enters his life. He knows that nothing belongs to him, and he belongs to no one. His only truth is the eternal divine. This is real renunciation. People think renunciation is about changing external habits, becoming vegetarian, wearing simple clothes, performing rituals. But is that true renunciation? A monkey does not eat meat. A monkey wears no clothes. A monkey lives in the forest. Does that make it enlightened? No. Without conquering the mind, without surrendering the ego, all external renunciation is meaningless. True renunciation is not about where you live or what you wear. It is about who controls you, your mind or your soul. The ordinary man is controlled by his mind. He desires, he fears, he suffers. But the real renunciant has conquered his mind. He knows that everything comes from the divine and returns to the divine. So, how can he suffer? Imagine a child playing with toys. He believes they are his. When the toys break, he cries, but an adult knows the truth. The toy was never real, it was temporary. Similarly, an ordinary man clings to wealth, relationships, achievements. He believes they are his, but when they are lost, he suffers. The real renunciant, like the wise adult, knows that nothing belongs to him. He plays the game of life, but he is not attached. This is the highest form of wisdom. The one who has mastered this state of being is fearless. He is not afraid of losing anything because he knows he owns nothing. He does not resist change because he knows everything is a part of the divine plan. He does not envy because he sees no difference between himself and others. He does not fear death because death will only take him closer to the divine. Only the strongest walk on this path, not the weak who flee from responsibility, not the hypocrites who pretend to be holy, not the blind followers who imitate without understanding. True renunciation is for the warriors of the soul. You do not need to go to the mountains. You do not need to give up your family, your work, or your wealth. You need to give up your attachments, your fears, your desires. You need to surrender to the ultimate truth that nothing belongs to you and you belong to nothing. This is real renunciation. This is the path of true liberation.